That's good.
Yeah.
Did you hear from Lisa like during everything that you were going through? Like, was Lisa there for you? Like, was she? I mean, she has a marriage to aspire to.
She does. Lisa Vanderpump and I are very close, and she reaches out often, and she has been a tremendous support for me.
That's really good.
Yeah.
What about, part of I think why Vanderpump Rules has been such a hit throughout all the years is that there is so much going on. There's more that happens often in a season of Vanderpump Rules than so many other shows. So, if you look at, I mean, not that I'm wishing harm upon anyone, but if you look at like how much your life has changed, James and Raquel, now Katie,
Right.
like this is all, I mean, it makes you wonder, okay, next season of Vanderpump Rules, like, have you heard anything? Because lots of people want to know.
I know we haven't heard one word. And in past seasons, we pick up cameras in May, and we really don't know if we're doing another season until like a week or two before we start. Like, we're really out of the know. But I really hope that we get another season because there's a lot of shit that's gone down. And you've got 5 people now that are like single and like changing it's life changing. We're going back to the way it used to be on Vanderpump Rules, which could be terrifying, but also amazing.
Those were the heydays.
I know, I'm about to have a heyday.
I mean, right. You have 5 people that are going through so much change. I mean, that's the thing. It's almost like, oh my God, cameras, please.
I know. I see these other shows that get picked up for another season, and I won't name any of the shows that I'm referring to, but I'm like, oh, why? I don't get it. And so, if Bravo's listening, like, we're here, let's make it happen.
I'm ready to make it happen. Do you think, like you said, like the heyday? So, I mean, if we take like 2 seasons ago, that's when we had all the newbies and then everything changed around. This past season, a lot of people said, okay, listen, it was the first season without like Jax and Stassi and, Kristen and Brittany. Like, well, you were in it, but like then when you watched it back, like, what did you think of last season?
I thought, considering what the show had been through, it was great. They were so missed though. Like, you just can't deny that they make great television. So it was definitely a loss, and you could feel it. With that being said, I felt like we really held our own. I mean, the show went through a lot, and the fact that we pulled in the views that we did, I was proud of us. We still, we came and we aired all of our dirty laundry and grievances. So good for us.
You did. I mean, there is this chatter online. I don't know if it's true. It's on like all the blogs, every now and then that like Bravo, might have felt they made a mistake, and they're throwing around, maybe they're considering having like Jax and Stassi back. I don't know if this is true, but I guess, do you think that would even remotely be possible? And do you think, I mean, I guess you just answered that question, that would be great for the show?
It would be great for the show, and I would be so excited to have them back. When it comes to what people write, I mean, I've been written about many times, and when I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, these people have no clue. So I take what I read with a grain of salt. I'm like, people just say shit, and then it's picked up on, and all of a sudden, like, it's true. Really, who really knows? But yes, they're always welcome back.
Right, like people say, like an insider, it's like, you just made this up and you are the insider.
You're the insider. You're the insider.
You just want to write this article now. There is no insider.
Right. 100%. It's crazy. And there's so many friends of mine back home, because I'm from Utah, and they're like, wow, knowing what's going on with you and then looking at the things we're reading, like, you really can't trust anything that you're reading. And I said, exactly. Like, it's just to entertain you, but like, don't believe it.
Have you ever read, like, is there one thing that sticks out that you've read about yourself that's just like the most insane thing you've ever heard? Or just
most of the stuff that's being written about that's going on in my life right now, I'm reading all of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, who's the leak? I wonder. but it's just like so not even close to what's happening in my life. And
That's
there
why
will be a day that I can share what's going on in my life. Obviously, that time has not come.
right. That makes a lot of sense. You feel like at some point you will, and you share stuff through your Give Them Lala podcast. You do put stuff out there every week.
Yeah, I decide to like take the tiniest little piece of the iceberg and share that.
And then it gets picked up with some headline, and then there you go.
And there you go. You're welcome.
Do you think though Bravo would ever consider, like, I mean, I know you're not production and you're not, but like, I mean, do you think that's a real thing? Like where they would possibly ever consider like Jackson Stassi coming back and Kristen and Brittany?
You know, I want to say yes, because that would be so amazing for the show. And also, the show is about our real lives, and we all really hang out together, and we all really have issues with each other and that we have to work through. So that would, and it's so amazing to see Stassi and Brittany be moms, you know? But I don't know.
I'm all for it. You have said on your amazing Give Them Lala podcast, you've said at times, like after the reunion, you know, you took a step back. So listen, I listened to your podcast, Lala, that you took a step back and you don't know if it's the space for you. And if they asked you tomorrow, you'd have to take a big pause. You know, if the show were coming back, you weren't even sure you would want to be a part of it. Where are you with all of that today? I know you've spoken, and like you said, there's a lot out there. So here you are, Lala. I would like to hear from you directly.
You know, every time I finish filming, we're all exhausted. We've seen each other nonstop for 4 months, and it's just like, I'm over it. And then you know, I had been through so much as well. And it was like, maybe my life has changed so much that this isn't the space for me. Cut to where we are now. I've had time to process and hibernate. And I truly enjoy filming the show. It's brought so many opportunities to me. Like when I get my little call sheet of what we're doing that day and where to show up, I'm like, I get a high off of like being mic'd and expressing my feelings. So yes, I would definitely come back.
I just wanted to hear it from you directly.
I'll rock it until the wheels fall off.
Do you know, look, you work very hard. Like a book is not easy to write. Businesses are not easy to run, but you realize, like, you give credence to the fact that, like, you know, this show has opened up so many doors for you.
Oh, everything I have is, or what I've been able to do is because of Vanderpump Rules, you know, and obviously I take credit for what I decided to parlay that opportunity into. But without Vanderpump Rules, you know, these opportunities wouldn't have been presented to me, and I wouldn't have been able to, you know, take the opportunities by the balls and do something great. So I'll always be grateful for that show.